Our first guest is a Peabody Award-winning comedian with a new comedy special on Netflix. Take a look.
And anyone going through fertility problems, you know it loads the relationship with all this pressure, you know? Me and Bina, we'd be up late at night having these really tough conversations. You know, is this gonna happen for us? Are we gonna be able to have kids? And then I was like, babe, what if we adopt? What if we adopt a white baby just to flex on these just to show people we made it, you know what I mean? Reverse Angelina Jolie, power move.
Please welcome Hasan Minhaj. Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And you brought me flowers.
Of course.
How nice is that?
Jennifer Hudson, yo.
You're awesome.
It's like your freshman year of college.
It is.
I had to bring you flowers to decorate. Look at this.
Do you see? And it goes well on my set.
Yeah,
You see
it's
that?
like a sexy Allegra commercial. Where'd you get out here?
I love it.
Look at all these flowers. Are you that auntie that steals the centerpieces from the wedding?
You know what? I am.
There's that one auntie, right?
I love collecting flowers.
Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock at night. They're just kleptomaniac Cinderella, just sauntering off to their Lexus, high heels in one hand, a centerpiece in another.
And I put them on airplanes, too.
Oh, yeah?
I
You do?
travel them around the world.
Oh, wow.
I do.
That's beautiful.
Hey, tell me about your new special. What's that about?
Oh, it's, we get into it. It's called The
get
King's
into
Jester.
it?
It's on Netflix. And, you know, like yeah, thank you. And we kind of open the special. We talk about my wife's journey, my journey, our family's journey with fertility. And we went through a lot. It was pretty intense. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but it was my fault.
It was your fault?
Yeah.
What do you
Usually
mean?
fertility is seen as a women's issue, but my stuff.
It was your stuff?
Yeah.
What you mean by your stuff?
Well, I was at the Daily Show, and every day Trevor Noah would come up to me with those cute dimples. And he was like, what's going on with you and Bina? You're like Indian Barbie and Ken. And I'm like, I know. And much like Ken, my parts don't work. But we figured it out, and we were able to have kids, and we had our daughter, and it was beautiful, and yeah, man.
So you finally got pregnant, and you have 2 kids.
We have 2 kids.
So your parts do work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah.
Aww, you did it, Ken.
Yep. Brown baby, by the way, brown baby.
Oh my God. So on your tour, like you tour for a whole year.
Yeah.
So when do you have time for family?
See how loaded that question is? You're asking me how do I balance.
How do you balance?
Work. So I actually don't. I just.
You don't?
I don't. I'm neglecting my family right now. I bribe my children.
How so?
I do the same thing every negligent dad does. I buy my way back into their heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll come back and daddy'll flex. Like, I'll take my daughter to the Scholastic Book Fair. You remember the Scholastic Book Fair? That carnival of capitalism. Once a year, the Scholastic Bookman pulls up and is like, hey kids, how much do your parents love you? Some of you will get books. Most of you will get rulers. And you're like, no! I just buy out the bar. You know how there's rappers with the money phone? Like the money phone, I do that with books. I'm like, Boxcar Children, all of them. Babysitter's Club, all of them.
You get all the books.
Dr. Seuss, all of them. Like, look at this. Daddy made it. We made it. Yeah, of course.
Okay, and you visit your grandmother in India.
I went
that?
overseas and I went to go see my grandmother in India. She's 94 and a half. That's my grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Yeah, Tosif Usmani, the legend. So she's 94 and a half.
94 and a half.
Yeah, and you gotta count the halves at that age.
Okay.
You ever meet someone who's like, I'm 26 and a half? You're like, you're a sociopath. Who's celebrating this? But with that, you're just like, every 6 months, you're like, God is good. I hadn't seen her in 2 years because of COVID.
Right.
And she survived COVID. And real talk, she's the Queen of England. She's the new Queen of england. Any Indian woman over the age of 90 that survives COVID should be the Queen of England.
Period. Period.
My grandma survived British colonial rule. She survived partition and COVID. She's the queen.
She's the queen.
She's the queen.
She's the queen.
She's the queen. Did you have a close relationship with your grandma or grandparents growing
I
up?
did. I grew up with my grandmother.
Isn't it a beautiful kind of bond?
It is a very beautiful bond.
So did she give you any gifts growing up? Like, what are the little things?
Well,
and
a
nuggets?
gift of song, because my grandmother helped me learn how to sing, and that's where I got my gift from. Your grandmama gave you gifts?
Well, my grandmother, she writes poetry.
Uh-huh.
And so she'll write Urdu poetry, and every time I visit her, she leaves me a little poem. And what's really cool is, yeah, that's her writing poetry in Urdu.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah, for the white girls here, you know how you love Rumi on Etsy? That's the original Rumi right there. My grandmother, Tosif Osmani. Yeah, I know what it is, I know what it is. You're like, it's so cute. That's her, she writes it. And so she writes me things about perseverance and joy
That's
and
good.
gratitude, and every year there'll be kind of like a message for me. And so she wrote me a poem, and now that she's getting older, she also does this too, where she is, you know, getting her affairs in order, so she'll always give me a little bit of money. And this time, she packed a little envelope for my son and my daughter, her great-grandchildren. And she told me, open up that drawer, reach in there, and get me 600 rupees. And she put them in an envelope. She wrote my children's name on it, and she goes, give this to your kids. And I know one day my daughter's gonna ask me, wow, did my great-grandmother give me this? How much money is this? And I go, it's 600 rupees. And she'll go, Daddy, how much is that? And I'll go, $8.
You know what? okay. So
The exchange rate's bad. It's not good. But she loves you. It's not the dollar amount. It's the rupee
it's the
amount.
thought.
It's
It's
the
the thought.
thought.